This is a blog for Wednesday the 16th of September, Physical Theatre. Okay, so at the end of the session today we got given a few questions to evaluate the session on, so I'm going to be answering those questions in this blog. And the first question is detail of exercises you took part in, what worked on, how the exercises were developed, evidence of trial and error. Okay, so in this session we did our usual warm-up of energy runs and rolling across the space and moving in different ways. So with the energy runs, we do this as a warm-up for the session, to reduce risk of injury, get prepared for the session, get our right mindset, and be prepared and focused to work. And I think we've been doing these to get us used to working as a whole and getting used to working with other people and things like that, because the dancers and actors don't really merge in other lessons, so that's why I think we've been doing it. And it helps because you need to be able to adapt your choreography or your dialogue to other people's abilities. So when we were doing the energy runs, people were still not focused, and for me this was really annoying because I was really focused and getting on with doing what I was doing, so this was quite annoying. So I was getting stressed with that and losing my patience and shouting at people. The exercise has been developed this week because we Rach decided to make us travel back in a triangle of 3, and then jump in the air. This I found threw me off balance myself as a dancer. I don't know how the actors managed to cope with it because it threw me off a little bit at the start. So it was a little annoying trying to get our heads around it and things like that, and people were trying and you just needed to stay focused. Trial and error things were people were coming out of formation, so you were meant to stay in a tight triangle, but some people were just merging apart, so the spatial awareness wasn't intact or anything like that. I am committing more to the energy runs and rolling across the space and things like that, but I still can give more because I'm not standing out for Rach. Comment on what you've learnt in class and what you have researched independently. Consider how this may influence your work. I have learnt that I need to be more professional and be more understanding of other people's capabilities of what they can and can't do. As sometimes I will get really annoyed when people aren't focusing and they're just arsing around, because then we have to repeat the entire exercise because they weren't listening. However, I need to remain calm and professional and not keep swearing whenever something bad goes wrong, because this is what I tend to do, and I can't really be doing that in say a school if I ever become a teacher. So I really need to get my discipline down in that sense. How are you developing technically? I am putting more effort into the energy runs and the planks and things like that when going across the floor, and I'm really pushing myself as I want to be better each time. So I am really pushing myself in this sense and just trying to build on my stamina. Consider the keywords you have learnt and explain what they mean. 2 keywords would be energy, as you need energy to stand out, you need energy to charge through this space, you need energy to keep up your stamina and to keep the levels up, because as soon as those levels drop, everything else drops. Your technique, your discipline, and your focus, they all start to drop. Presence in the space as well, because you need to be looking alive in the space, you need to be focused. The teacher needs to know that you know what you're doing and that you've been listening and not just gawping at them. Reflect on your attendance, professionalism, attitude, group work, focus and commitment. My attendance, I'm always late. I'm always on time or early to lessons, so there's not a problem in that area. I always have the correct attire, my tights, my leotards. My professionalism does lack sometimes, as like I said before, I'll swear when something goes wrong or someone messes up, so I really do need to pick up on my swearing because it's not really very good. My group work, I take more of a leader role in a group, I've noticed this, which sometimes it's just nice to let other people have a chance to take leadership, which I have been trying to do, to take more of a passenger side seat, you know, sort of thing. My commitment, I 100% commit to every single lesson. Obviously you can still commit more, which I know that I can commit more, but my commitment has been going up, it's not been dropping down, so I just need to keep going from strength to strength with my commitment and my professionalism, aka discipline. Reflect on tutors' feedback. Rach commented on us not being that interesting to watch, so she was getting bored, so we need to be able to show that, well, I need to be able to show my energy through the space so that it keeps her interested and engaged in what I'm doing. I need to do this by having presence in the space and keeping my energy levels up. 3 strengths and explain what they are. I think I was really committed this session because I just kept trying and pushing myself and competing against other people, because it's always good to have healthy competition. This is good because then it will improve my stamina and strength, things like that. I'm always on time to lessons, so this is good because then I'm not rushing in late or coming through halfway through the warm-up. This is good because then I'm good at timekeeping, and I'm preparing properly for the session. I am pushing myself in the more challenging aspects of the exercises, so like we do this plank where we've got to push off and try and get as far as we can. I'm properly pushing myself now and trying to get further and further and further, because this will just keep building on my strength. 3 weaknesses and explain why. My discipline lacks within the professionalism when I get annoyed, so I need to be able to not show I'm getting annoyed and stay calm and keep my mouth shut a lot of the time. I need to not let my energy levels lack or drop when doing such strenuous things, so doing such strenuous exercises. And another one would be to stay focused all the time, because sometimes I do get distracted, so I do need to stay focused and not let other people distract me, as this will enable me to become a better independent learner. 3 targets and explain how I want to improve. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to try to not swear as much and show that I'm getting annoyed when people aren't focusing, because other people will be getting annoyed too, so there's no reason that I should be able to swear and they can't swear, because it's one rule for everyone, so I need to stop swearing. So this will up my professionalism. I'm going to make sure that I don't moan, because I often moan sometimes about being too tired or anything. I'm just going to get on with it, because then it will just give me more discipline. And I'm going to stay focused and be a much better independent learner, as then it stops other people from getting distracted and it stops me from getting distracted. And that concludes this vlog.